What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On this segment, we're going to talk about Artem the GOAT Lobov suing Conor McGregor, his I guess former friend at this point, for 5% of the $600 million Proper 12 sale. I'm going to read a little article from ESPN, then go on a little rant on this situation and how money sometimes ruins relationships and friendships. So let's get into this. All right, so this is from ESPN. So Artem Lobov sues Conor McGregor over Proper 12 whiskey brand. Conor McGregor's longtime teammate and friend is suing him for millions, claiming he was instrumental in launching McGregor's Proper No. 12 whiskey brand. Artem Lobov, a UFC vet, filed a lawsuit in Ireland's High Court on Tuesday, asserting that he was a founder of the company and has not been given his fair piece of the revenue generated by the very successful whiskey. Lobov's attorney, Dermot McNamara, confirmed with ESPN on Thursday. Skimming a little bit, but The Independent was the first to report the news. The Irish newspaper reported that Lobov is seeking 5% of the proceeds McGregor got from selling Proper No. 12 to Jose Cuervo's parent company last year. McGregor and partners reportedly garnered $600 million in that sale. Wrapping up real quick, but The Independent reported that Lobov's case will attempt to show that there was a deal in place for Lobov to get a percentage, but it was not honored. All right. Interesting. So Artem the GOAT Lobov was publicly known to be friends with Conor McGregor, training partners. And this is interesting because he always seemed really loyal. And I don't know Artem Lobov at all. But he never struck me as a guy that's a liar or dishonest. Kind of struck me as a fairly humble guy. Or I should say honorable. Of course, that's from the outside looking in, of course. But if these allegations are accurate, if his claims are accurate, Conor's got to pay up. But here's the thing. It's like the movie Training Day, when Denzel's character, Alonzo Harris, one of the greatest movies of all time, by the way, Training Day. When Denzel's character told Jake, played by Ethan Hawke, "It's not what you know, Jake, is what you could prove." And unfortunately for Artem Lobov, that applies to this situation. Handshake in the back is not going to cut it. He has to have paperwork, some kind of contract, audio, video, something solid besides like hearsay. Otherwise, I don't really see him getting a dime out of Conor, unless if Conor, out of the goodness of his own heart, hits Artem Lobov off with something. If he was instrumental in the sale and that whole deal, if he truly was, if he set that thing up and he was a big piece of that sale happening or the creation of Proper 12, the idea, he should be compensated. You know what I mean? The right thing to do would be to hit him off with some money. But if it's bull, he shouldn't get a dime, of course, obviously. Now, here's a quick little rant on relationships, business transactions, and money. That's why they say you shouldn't do business with family or close friends, because sometimes your business dealings go bad and then your relationship is fractured or, at worst case, just flat out broken, non-repairable over money, deals, and finances. And it's just true. It's just flat out true. In my experience, if you care about your relationships, you should probably avoid business dealings with people that you're close to. Because when it comes to money, people get weird, man. People get weird. Greed kicks in. Now, I'm not saying that Artem Lobov is being greedy, because friendships, friends or not, family or not, if you have a business dealing and things are kind of like ironclad, like a set deal, and you're owed a certain amount of money, You should get compensated. What's fair is fair. You know, a deal's a deal. But again, it's what you could prove. I mean, that's the thing in court. But, you know, back to like fractured relationships. I mean, it happens with money. It happens with lust, sex. You know, people get real scandalous, man. They sleep with people's like their partners. They lust for somebody that is with somebody else. It's happened. There's stories out there. You know, a best friend sleeps with, you know, their buddy's wife and runs off with their wife. I mean, these things happen. But that's a whole other conversation and topic. Speaking just monetary wise, yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, it seemed like Artem Lobov is very, very loyal to Conor. Seemed like a good friend, but that's from the outside. Maybe his whole story's BS. Who the hell knows? If they're taking it to court, there's going to be more details, obviously. And we'll find out these details. And from the outside, I guess we can make our own assessment. I mean, the court's going to make their assessment and judgment eventually because it's going there. But, you know, I mean, here's the thing. Like, even if there wasn't a contract drawn up and with what Artem is saying is accurate, you have to kind of honor whatever deal you guys made, even if it's like a handshake or just like word of mouth. Conor's a businessman. He transitioned from a fighter to a businessman, and he definitely seems like he's all about that money. So, I mean, I don't know if his relationship with Artem is going to make him, you know, a little softer in regard with letting go of some of his money and giving him a piece of the pie. Maybe it doesn't go that far legal proceeding wise, and he just hits off Artem with like a nice chunk of money. You know, 5% of 600 million should be 30 million. I'm not a math major, but I think that math is accurate. That's a chunk of money, man. That's a lot of money. But yeah, I mean, I don't have too much more to add besides it looked like these guys were close, and who knows after this is like said and done, whatever the result is, whether Artem gets paid, whether he doesn't, what's their relationship going to be like after? It's probably non-existent now. They haven't been throwing like mud at each other. I haven't seen anything, you know, a response by Conor yet, which is kind of interesting because he's quick to respond. But if they were really close and now the relationship is done over business dealings, that's sad. Best case scenario for them, if they were close, Conor pays up, water under the bridge, gives Artem a little bit more than what he was even asking for. That'll probably fix the situation and they could both move forward. People make mistakes. Sometimes you have to admit, you know, you made the mistake. Sometimes a sorry's in order and you can move forward if you guys are really close. Who knows? We're going to have to see how this story unfolds. You guys, I guess, drop your thoughts in the comment section. You know, do you think that this is a BS story by Artem? He's just trying to get paid, or do you believe him? Again, it's not what you know, is what you could prove. So if he busts out some paperwork, you know, he has some proof and evidence besides like word of mouth and hearsay, and what he's claiming. It's going to be interesting. But drop those thoughts in the comment section, guys. I appreciate you watching the video. And until the next segment, take care.